Join me as we go behind the politics. Hi, I'm Chemung County Executive Chris Moss. Today I'm here with the Director of the Chemung County Office of the Aging and Long-Term Care, Beth Stranges. Beth, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, you know, we do a lot with the Office of the Aging and Long-Term Care, and it seems like your program and your department has grown, not personnel-wise, but has grown in what you're doing for the community. And as we all know, as our community continues to age, we need to find a way to keep them active, give them health tips, tax tips. Can you talk a little bit about what your office does in general for our seniors?
Sure. The Department of Aging provides information and assistance to all of the community residents. You know, whether you are aging or whether you're a caregiver of someone that might be aging and needs some services. We provide a ton of information, some Medicare 101 classes. We give information through New York Connects, where we help individuals that may have a home care need from birth all the way through death.
Wow.
So that's just something we try to focus on, is just getting accurate information out to the community.
Sure. So let's talk about the pandemic a little bit. Obviously, were you busier during the pandemic, and now that we're coming out of the pandemic, do you have fewer customers? You could talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Actually, during the pandemic, obviously we were, the Department of Aging was swamped with need, making sure that people had meals in their home, had medicines, got their vaccinations. And then coming out of the pandemic, there were so many people that were not familiar with the Department of Aging and Services that actually obtained those services during the pandemic, that coming out of it, they still needed those services. So we are actually serving a lot more people than we were prior to the pandemic.
Okay. I know one of the things we meet at least quarterly, and we talk about different ideas and how we can get seniors involved in the area. We came up with senior bingo maybe last year, 2 years ago.
Yes.
How's that been going?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. We get calls all the time about, when is the bingo? Are you doing the bingo again? I actually attended a local bingo event myself, and people were coming up to me asking, what are you going to do, and what do we got for prizes this year? And it's so fun.
We're going to do it again. We got a couple of new twists for them too, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So great. So you can look forward to that. Another large event that you work on year-round, I know, are the Senior Games. Yeah. And it's not just one day. It's through kind of an extended period of time. Right. Can you talk a little bit about the Senior Games?
Sure. So the Chemung County Senior Games, this is the 32nd year that we have been providing these to our community residents, and actually all residents across New York State. Chemung County is one of 3 counties in the entire state that holds these Senior Games. So we're pretty proud of that, and we really want to, get the word out to let people know that if you are 50 or older, you qualify to participate in the Senior Games.
Well, I've been to them a couple of times to help kick them off, and you normally get a great crowd up there. Mm-hmm. All kinds of events going on. How do you sign up for them or find out what events are available if you might be interested in participating?
Sure, you can call our department, 607-737-5520. We can provide information on games, how to get an application and things like that. You can also go to chemungcountyny.gov to the website. The application is there. You can see all of the events where they're taking place throughout the county. And then just reach out if you have any questions.
What are some of the more popular ones? So let's talk about golf for a minute. I know that you have a golf. Is it a regular 18-hole tournament, or how does that work?
It is. You could do 9 or 18. It depends on what you want to play, what you want to sign up for, and what your ability is. So that is at the Soaring Eagles Golf Course. Okay. And that is on June 14th this year. Is
there a deadline that you have to sign up by?
We would like people to sign up by the end of May, to get into those. I mean, we try to say May 12th is our, as our deadline early, but we know that sometimes people aren't sure if they can play, and then they will reach out to our office to get signed up, get on a team.
Who's giving us a hand at Soaring Eagles? I take it you have some sponsors or partnerships up there. Who are we working with?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to actually work with the head pro, Steve Vopaselli, is going to be up there. And then our Senior Games committee members will be there to, to help us. Some of our advisory council members from the Department of Aging will also be up there to volunteer.
That's great. So how many teams do you think you'll end up with?
Oh, we're hoping for 45 plus
Big
teams. We're hoping, yeah.
Good deal. And I know I've got my deputy executive is going to be involved in the golf tournament, so I'll be keeping an eye out so we can get some photos for Facebook and other social media. Some of the other events I see you have archery.
Yes.
Do you get equal amount male female? Do you find more males, more females, or?
We're finding out that there's more couples actually
okay.
participating in archery
Great.
this year that we have seen, like the signups as the applications are coming in. We're seeing that there's more couples. But we have both. We have, single male, single female, or you have the couples, coming up there together to do the sport. And we did have a chance to talk with Dennis Sheehan, who is the chair up there at the Chemung County Rod and Gun Club.
Okay.
And, he showed us a lot about the different types of mechanisms people will use, the different types of bows, and that was such a great interaction with Dennis up there. Hi, I'm here today with Dennis Sheehan, and we are at the Chemung County Rod and Gun Club, which is the place of our archery tournament for Chemung County Senior Games. And Dennis, can you tell us a little bit about what happens, if someone signs up for the Chemung County Senior Games and they come up here, what can they expect if they've never been up here before?
Okay, so first thing we'll do is we check you in the main clubhouse. We assign you a bail. There will be 4 shooters per bail, hopefully. And once we get you checked in, signed in, you can come out, put up your pop-up. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunny day like today. Or if it's raining, you can get in out of the weather while you're not shooting and get going with our American round. It's a 600 round. You shoot 20 arrows at 60, 50, and 40 yards. 5 arrows at an end for a total of 24 ends. Alternating shots as far as A line and B line, 4 people for the target, 2 at a time.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of shooting for
Yes.
each individual has
Yes.
an opportunity
Yep.
to shoot 20 arrows.
Well, 60 total, yes,
60,
but 20,
okay.
20 arrows at each distance for a total of 60, a possible 600 score. Our highest score to date on the senior games, I believe, was a 593, which is only dropping 3 points out of 60 arrows, which is pretty good. Pretty good
Wow,
shooting.
that's amazing.
Mhm.
So then, what type of equipment do individuals use when they come up here? What do they need to be prepared?
Okay, so we have two different classes. You have mechanical release and fingers, and you also have the equipment. You could have a compound or a recurve straight bow, stick bow, they call it, and they'd be shooting with fingers. Compound, generally you shoot with a release, a handheld release of some sort, and obviously you're going to need at least 5 arrows because you have to shoot 5 arrows at a time, one at a time, but at a time. And then if one becomes damaged, you should have a couple extra. So I
Okay.
usually show up with like 12. A dozen arrows is more than enough. If somebody damages it or you damage it, that way you have some fallback.
Perfect. And then, so when someone comes up here to compete, and this is by themselves, they're scored individually.
Correct. Yes, it's an
And-
individual sport. It's an individual, but it's also a group sport because archers like seeing other archers compete. They love seeing what other archers use for equipment. Maybe they'll get an idea as to what they could be using or try something new or different. Some guys like running lenses. Some guys don't like running lenses as far as in the scope or the sight. Other guys use fat arrows. Some guys like using skinny arrows because wind drift and all that. But just the different equipment is nice to get around. And then obviously the archers themselves are generally amicable as to what they use on their equipment.
Okay. And the archers, they come year after year to these
Oh, yeah.
Chemung
Yes.
County Senior Games,
Yep.
right? So,
Yes, we have archers that come down from Waterloo. That husband and wife team, they go to national competitions biannually. Every other year, the National Senior Games is held. The wife is a national champion. The husband is also a runner-up several times. We have people come down from Brockport area. We have people from Binghamton area. It covers more than just Chemung County.
Oh,
It
of
covers,
course.
covers a lot of counties.
and that's what we encourage, right?
Right.
Because I think Chemung
Yes.
County is only one of 3 counties in the entire state that hold these senior games.
Mm-hmm.
So we encourage people from all across the state to come and participate in the Chemung County Senior Games. We do them well,
Right.
and it's a good time for camaraderie and for people to get out and
Exactly,
enjoy their sport, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, wonderful.
And I know we wouldn't be able to accomplish this without all the work you do, that your staff does, all of our great sponsors. I know we have gold, silver, bronze sponsors that help bring this
Yes.
about. And not only for this, the bingo as well. So for a lot of the support we get for the
Yeah.
senior activities that we hold in Chemung County. Anybody we left out that we need to thank?
Well, I just think making sure that we're thanking Carol Morton, who is the program coordinator for the Senior Games.
Okay.
She's been doing this for the last 10 years, and
Great.
you know, without her help and the Senior Games Advisory Council, you know, that committee. Without them, we couldn't run this ourselves.
So if you're out there and you'd like to help sponsor, it's never too late to help sponsor our senior activities throughout Chemung County. Please reach out to Beth and her staff and we can get that done. Beth, I want to thank you. I wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to attending some of those games. Well, you know what? That wraps up this Behind the Politics with County Executive Chris Moss. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.